Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
So it might surprise you to consider that Freemasonry has a lot to teach about what you might consider to be a more modern take. It's called imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome is the sense that people get. This is typically common amongst folks that tend to be in their head a lot. And it is the idea that you are not deserving nor capable of the results you are achieving, whatever they might be. So it's the idea that you feel you're an imposter, that you're faking it, or that you don't know what you're doing. And so Freemasonry tells us kind of a fair amount about this, actually. That first off, imposter syndrome can drive you mad. Imposter syndrome is essentially the root cause of the imposter syndrome and greed, or the root cause of the murder of Hiram Abiff. These ideas of not being good enough to achieve their outcomes and results, focusing on the ends instead of the means, and all of those kinds of things get kind of wrapped up in the conversation here. But the 12 fellowcraft who recanted, the folks that stepped away from the conspiracy to kill Hiram, are the folks that did not let imposter syndrome get the best of them. They had enough intelligence, emotional intelligence. They had enough understanding to realize that there was no amount of killing another dude was going to solve the problems in their life. And this is where the Hiramic legend has a lot to teach, independent of the sort of spiritual component of the resurrection of Hiram Abiff and all of that, or the conceptual resurrection of Hiram Abiff. You get the sort of big wins here when you understand that you're one of the 12 fellowcraft that is not allowing this concept of imposter syndrome, nor the focus on the kind of wrong end of the conversation to prevent you from being successful. Now, if you're experiencing this in your everyday life, it is not uncommon. So rest assured, everyone that has ever tried something great has looked at that challenge or looked at that outcome and said, who am I to deserve this? Who am I to attempt this? Who am I to try and scale this mountain, to become this great person, to become this even good person, or to do this even, not that great, but great compared to where I think I am, kind of thing. And so there's no amount of like telling you not to worry about that. That's going to sound sound kind of on point. But what I can say is that the answer to imposter syndrome is to continue working. The answer to a lot of these mental doubts and the things that come up in that kind of thought process is don't let that noise get to you. It is just noise. It is weather. You don't wake up and plan your day and how productive you expect to be based on the weather. You continue moving forward as best you can, understanding that the weather is always going to be a thing. It's either going to be hot or cold or sunny or rainy, and that should have little impact on your ability to execute, because you are, a person with agency. And so as you are thinking about this imposter syndrome, as you are feeling it in your everyday life, understand that everyone great has always has felt that at some point in their journey, and you are no different. That the answer to this is to, in some ways, that sounds trivial, is to ignore it and just keep working. that syndrome, the idea that you are an imposter will fail to take root if you just continue your work. The other thing is that might be a productive way to reflect on this is that you earn it every day. So if you're busy worrying about earning it, you're not earning it. So go out and get some work done. You'll find that that's going to move the ball forward quite a bit for you, as opposed to worrying about whether or not you are qualified to do so. Thanks.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at amasonswork.com, and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.